Hello and welcome to Beat 'em Up Wrestling. This is the AEW All Out Aftermath. Um, so yeah, a lot
Yeah,
a lot happened today. The weather was horrible. The air quality was horrible. There was a lot of humidity, a lot of heat, and the performers went out there and I mean they did a lot of physicality stuff that many of us can't even do on a regular day. So I'm
that's
not.
that is very true.
I'm not gonna go ahead and hit them on that stuff. There's a lot of scary spots, and so we'll get to them as we go through the card.
Yeah, we're not really sure how many people are gonna be up still.
Yeah, it's a late one, so
I regret ever mentioning that I wished pay-per-views would be would go later. Because I don't know, I guess I'm old and I'm just like I thought in my mind I wanted pay-per-views to be like until 10:30 and then I go to sleep and I'm like, yeah, it's the best pay-per-view ever. Now I'm like super sleepy.
yeah.
Probably because I had a bunch of sugar too. I got the itis.
Well, I'm gonna just put my belt up in here.
Whatever.
So let's go through this because it's already late.
Yeah,
It's
let's get through
midnight
this.
in the East. So the first match in the buy-in was Joey Janela versus Serpentico. Um, Serpentico came out with Luther, and Joey Janela came out with um,
Wait, so Penta came out with Luther, Joy Jenna came out with Sunny Kiss.
Sonny Kiss.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a quick match. This was, I guess, to give Joy Janela a win since Joy Janela has not been winning lately.
Yeah. I just don't like how
So
Tony always comes out and gets manhandled, always on ringside. That's like my only thing. I'm like, right? Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's just like I said, once you hit that hump,
yeah.
you're, you're not in your 20s anymore. You're like, I'm a little
This is what
tired.
I get for complaining about Payback being 2.5 hours. Kind of
Well,
wish.
because we had the like outside projector, and like by the time like it was like what Rollins was done, it barely
Yeah,
was like all the way fully dark, and then we only
yeah.
had two matches. So like yeah, we would have been out there forever cleaning up. We probably wouldn't even been downstairs. But the match was okay. It was quick. Yeah, it was a good win for Joey. That's about it. It was just a regular buy-in.
Yep. So then we get Private Party versus Dark Orders 3 and 4. This was Silver and Reynolds' best match.
Silver. Let's talk about
Yeah,
that move.
yeah,
That quick counter spin around move. I mean, like everybody loves Silver. Let's just all admit Silver and Reynolds coming in with the Kool-Aid. It's just one of those cool things that are just awesome. If you guys haven't checked out Jack's drawing of Reynolds and Silver and the Kool-Aid guy with purple Kool-Aid, it's the sticker we're giving away. If you go
yeah.
to our Twitter page, you still have a chance to retweet and
One
actually get
hour,
in on that.
1 hour left because we will
One
be
hour
picking
left.
winners.
Yes, tomorrow.
Yep.
But no, it was a great outing. It's one of those things again. It's like you want to put over the Dark Order, and I get you don't want to squash Private Party, but I don't see what Private Party got out of this one either.
Yeah.
I feel like Dark Order being with the whole Chili's thing, being with Reynolds and Silver being so hot, the fans are really enjoying them. Once again, it's a missed opportunity to give the fans like, oh my God, they got to win, and it was on a pay-per-view, even though it was buy-in, still counts, still
Yep.
counts.
Yeah. No.
So I feel like
Yeah.
they missed the mark.
Yeah. I think 3 and 4 really needed this win. I don't.
Yeah.
They haven't really won anything. And Dark Order was just getting this momentum of being taken serious, and we're gonna move on to what's gonna happen later on. But we move to a cinematic match: Britt Baker versus Big Swole. I love this match. There's people giving it crap online. I don't understand why. Britt Baker wasn't cleared to wrestle, so they had to do this kind of match.
I
And I
think she
think,
looked great.
yeah, I think it was funny. It had great spots. It entertained the hell out of me. Big Swole delivered some really funny lines. Britt Baker looked amazing. Britt Baker looks like she's ready for that belt.
Yeah, Vasudha Baker.
Yeah,
Like it was good. Yeah, Big Swole definitely. She looks intimidating. She looks ready to go. I was really glad that she got the win. She deserved the win on this one. It's been, a long time coming for her with all the
Mhm.
taunts and messing up like the tag team tournament for her and things like that. Yeah, it was good. And Britt sold it good.
Yeah.
I loved her outfit. Her ring gear was pretty cool too. Just the whole atmosphere being in the dentist office, just playing on the stuff, the tray to her head the
Yeah.
tray back to Big Swole. It was just a lot of good
Yeah.
interchanging, and I think both women did an amazing job doing this little cinematic match.
Yeah, no, I think either Big Swole or Britt Baker should be the next champion, and then you have a competitor there for the next rivalry. Because I think we'll get to it with Sheeta, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'll share that thought with Sheeta. Then we get the Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express. This was a good match. It was a good match, but I felt like it wasn't really necessary on the pay-per-view.
yeah. I mean, it drives the point home that the Bucks are still pissed, that they, are still out of sorts, that they're coming in and they mean business. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely a good match. Definitely agree there. But yeah, it just the Bucks just seemed a little out of sorts. They were still like in their heads. They were mad. They were
Hmm.
angry. The match was good. It's just one of those things where it's once again, it's like I see a star in Jungle Boy, and I
Hmm.
really want to see some singles matches with him more because we were getting that in the beginning, like with Jericho and then Cody and things like that. So I really feel like Jungle Boy really needs to have a couple of more singles
Yeah.
matches, on his belt there. So that'd be great to see too. But like I said, the Bucks came out, they were hard hitting, they met business, and it's kind of nice to see them kind of just like tone down. I'm not saying gimmicky side to what the Bucks are, but to see them actually mean business. They kind of
Yeah.
had the heel feeling, Bullet Club feeling. So I like
Yeah. I think they could have just put this in the buy-in instead of the Joy Janela Serpentico. I know
putting
that.
on the buy-in. Oh my God.
I know Eagles are
How
involved,
dare
but
you?
this was just a match that didn't really have any real consequences to it. I know they're saying like, oh, this is going to move you up in the rankings. Okay, we could have had that on Dynamite.
I
I
thought
just
it actually gave you a match for the title.
um
I thought, unless they changed it.
well, I know the Young Bucks are now the number one contender, so
Maybe that was what it was
yeah.
to become the number
But
one contenders. Yeah,
yeah,
I
but
mean, they could have done that at
Jurassic
Dynamite.
Express was number 5, so I don't see how Jurassic Express winning this match would have. But anyways,
Yeah,
we go to the Casino Royale. Um, this match was good. I thought that it was just like your classic battle royale kind of match. So yeah, I think that the heat started taking place here because we did have a surprise,
but they're
and
not gonna say when you broke.
yeah, no, like honestly, it was a very scary spot, and I'm glad he's okay. And
Yeah,
honestly,
it
it was
just
scary.
sucks. It's like your worst nightmare. Like
Yeah,
when you have those dreams that you're like in your underwear in front of the class doing a
yeah,
presentation, and like that literally is what happened. It was this debut, of Matt, and it
yeah,
just he goes and does his signature move, and there's so many dudes in the ring at this point,
yeah,
sweat's flying everywhere. The humid and the moisture is already in the air. As you already said, the air index sucked. It was hot as hell out there. Yeah, it's one of those things where it sucked.
yeah.
I felt bad for him.
Yeah, like
It
so Matt Sydal comes out, super hype music. I don't know if Ruckus did the music for him,
not sure.
but super hype. Like the crowd started getting into it. He was known for his runs in Evolve and WWE and ROH. And the cameras that's what got me too, is like the cameras focusing on him. Everybody's like setting it up for him to do a moonsault onto Will Hobbs, and the rope was slippery and his foot
Yeah,
slips and he hits his head on the turnbuckle, which is the scary part.
yeah.
For a moment, I'm like, oh God, I hope he's okay. We haven't heard if he had a concussion or not. But yeah, it was scary.
He looked okay. He didn't look too bad. Like when he was doing some of the spots afterwards, he didn't look too bad. Um, but yeah, the match was okay. I'm not gonna lie, I felt some sort of way.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah, yeah,
championship belt.
that I need to go and beat him for. I have a whole week now. I might as well just try to get it for you while I'm home. So,
Yeah,
um, but yeah, no, it was one of those things. It sucked, but what I was gonna say was that I felt some sort of way. Darby Allin coming in, yeah,
yeah, yeah. He'll recover from this. It's
he
just
will,
it's
he will.
just when like all the attention is on you, it's the worst time to get a botch. Like if it was already when he was already in the match, the camera wasn't focusing on him, and it would have happened. It I mean, I'm not saying anytime you want a hit like that, but it's just this
Yeah,
is you coming in the ring and all
it
the
was your
attention's
spot.
on you. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely your spot. Um, but yeah, I didn't like when Darby kicked out Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's one of those things again. It's like realistically speaking, let's all be honest. If it wasn't a death match or some hardcore match, and even probably then, Phoenix can beat Darby
Yeah.
in a match. The guy is well renowned. He's probably, behind, Rey Mysterio is going to be one of the best talents coming out of Mexico.
But they're not giving him the opportunity.
They're not
Like,
giving the opportunity, and it pissed me off when that happened. Like,
yeah,
honestly, I was really happy when Brian Cage looked like he was throwing an empty bag outside of the ring with Darby Allin in it, because that bag looked like it weighed nothing. And that goes back to my fact of Phoenix he can hit hard, he can take hard hits, and you have somebody like Darby take him out, and then he gets punished the way he does when Brian
yeah.
Cage comes in.
Yeah, I
So
think Ray Phoenix could have been a superstar in New Japan. He is kind of like the luchador that WWE has been looking for a long time. He kind of was in the shadow of Pentagon and Impact, but AAA, he's been becoming one of the best singles, and I just can't wait for AEW to give him a chance. And I hope that they see that they have gold in him. But yeah, like you said, I was a big fan of Darby, but the way that they're playing him off now, he's coming off really whiny. He's coming off really emo. He's coming off just kind of like we're just talking about that. Like, we don't understand why there's such an appeal to him. There's more talented people in the ring. I'm not trying to just crap on Darby. He does what he does. But when you have Jungle Boy, when you have Ray Phoenix, when you have like all these other talents being pushed to the side for him, it kind of like starts kind of getting a little bit like, all right, guys.
yeah, and it's like, is Darby and Phoenix going to have some heat? They could always build that up because of that. But
Mm,
at the same time, it's like, I don't want him to take the bumps that Darby takes on the ladders, on the side of the gates and things like that. Whatever, Art. Because it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to see Phoenix taking those same bumps. I don't want him to
yeah,
sell bumps like that. I don't want him to get injured. I don't want to see him sidelined like we've seen Chris Statlander, and
hmm,
Britt Baker. We don't need that in the men's division, and especially with somebody from like the dynamics of what the Lucha Bros
yeah,
are,
yeah,
and especially since they're AAA tag team champions. I'm gonna keep
yeah,
saying that until people recognize the gold that's already around the man's
yeah.
waist.
And honestly, Pentagon is known for the death matches. Ray Phoenix is known more for his technicality. So if you're gonna do a death match, just put Pentagon.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, the Casino Royale. I was worried about how they were gonna play it off, but I'm
yeah.
glad that Lance Archer won. Everybody dies,
Everybody
and
always dies.
if he does not win the belt, I will riot.
Yeah, it's gonna
he,
be a good
yeah,
rivalry.
yeah,
We'll get into that. We'll get
yep.
into our thoughts on that one too. But yeah, I'm really glad we've been hyping up Lance. We didn't see a lot of Lance before all this. We saw him in New Japan, but when we saw him in Warrior Wrestling, we're like, holy crap, this man
Yeah.
has a lot to offer. We saw a little bit. Him and Brian had a little bit today in the Battle Royale. But still, we need more singles matches that can highlight these two individuals' talents
Yeah.
because they're amazing.
Yeah, that's one thing we've been saying. AEW has been having problems booking their big guys, so hopefully, I have not heard Penta's changing his name.
See,
No.
it's funny because him saying this makes me scared. Are you setting up for a joke? Are you being serious?
Yeah. So then we go to the scary spot of the night.
Yes.
Matt Hardy versus Semi-Guevara. It has been confirmed, and it's not kayfabe. It's not storyline. Matt Hardy did suffer a concussion when they fell off the scaffolding. They were supposed to hit the table, but Matt Hardy's head crashed onto the cement. They said they cleared him, that he could finish. He ended up climbing a scaffolding.
Mhm.
I know Sammy helped him climb up there. He was talking to him, and then they finished the match really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if the stipulation wasn't that if Matt Hardy lost, he had to leave AEW, this match would have ended.
Yeah, definitely. Props to Sammy for getting him through that ending. It was unnecessary to get him through the
Mhm.
ending. If he looked like he was fatigued, it was like we said once again, weather, Florida. He looked bad, and
Yeah,
it became a little bit hard to watch. I'm glad that he's okay. As far as we know, he's stable, of course. But yeah, it was one of those things. It started feeling very disjointed. And once again, I had put on Twitter,
yeah.
this was the second Matt that got hurt, and I was feeling a little some sort of way for Matt Cardona. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I don't want the third Matt to get hurt. Because we
Yeah,
already got
and this
Matt
was back
Jackson.
this was back to back. It was just kind
Yeah,
of like it took the air out. I mean, the crowd was already tweeting about how hot it was, and
yeah,
this just took the crowd out. Like they just felt like, what's going on here?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So Matt Hardy wins, and then we move on to one of the matches of the night for me, and it was Hikaru Shida, the AEW World Champion, the Women's Champion, versus Thunder Rosa, the NWA Women's Champion. Thunder Rosa killed it. Um,
Thunder
this,
Rosa is a machine.
yeah, she Hikaru Shida. You could tell she's not used to fighting in this weather. Um, right off the bat, you started seeing that she started having a little bit of trouble keeping up. And Thunder Rosa was just killing it. I honestly, if I had the power, I would have called an audible and I would have just made Thunder Rosa my champion.
Yeah,
She has the talent to elevate your division. I understand that you want to keep your own talent as champion and all this stuff, but I don't know. Having Thunder Rosa being your champion and having somebody like Big Swole end up taking the belt from her later on would have automatically made Big Swole a bigger star at that point.
yeah,
But like this, it's just hopefully I'm wrong, but it just feels like we're back to where we started with the women's division. We'll see.
yeah.
We'll see.
I don't know what they're gonna play off with this now. Um, I'm not discrediting Sheeta in any way. She looked tired. The girl was drenched in
Hmm.
sweat at the end of the match. But man, Thunder Rosa could have gone another 10, 15 minutes. That girl was not gassed out. She was ready to go. And it's sad that Sheeta didn't get the match was there. The match was
Hmm.
there to be an amazing match, but Sheeta looked like she had to be carried. Thunder Rosa was definitely getting into the spots for her. Um, and it wasn't believable for me. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
She is one of the biggest, and she's not really independent because she's with NWA, but if you want
Yeah.
to say she's like on a circuit still where she can go and do other things, she's one of the damn best female wrestlers out there right now.
I was telling Maria, Thunder Rosa could be what Rey Mysterio was for Latino boys. Thunder Rosa could be for Latino girls.
Yeah,
There's not a lot of representation for Latinas in wrestling, especially in the United States,
yeah,
in the big promotions. And Thunder Rosa could have. I mean, she even despite her like not even just counting her nationality and her ethnicity, she's easily the top, the best women, female wrestler, the best wrestler despite of genders. What she could do in the ring, the way she commands the ring, the way she looks out for her opponent, the way like she looks at the opponent's bodies. You could tell she calls audibles in the middle of the match, changes things up. If you pay close attention, she was kind of helping Sheeta at moments when Sheeta was really gassed. There's a point where she just says, "Just hit me." Sheeta hits her with the knee. They both like lay on the ground a little bit, lets her catch her air. Then she comes back up. Like I don't know, AEW, you have the money. Throw as much money as you need to get Thunder Rosa because
yeah. She's pound for pound one of the
yeah,
most amazing women out there. I mean, she's incredible. She's
hmm
smooth. She's technical. She's man, when she kicked out
hmm
of Sheeta's move and smiled and looked crazy, dude, I was like, man, I'm in love. This girl needs to get this. I mean, I know just talking about like merchandise alone, like if you want to be like one of those people, dude, her whole character, like I said, her gear, her mood, everything, it was just everything, complete total package. We always talked about like the package for women's division. She has that. She has that. You put a crown on her when she comes out like Day of the Dead. You know what I
hmm
mean? Put the belt on her, that's an instant toy.
Oh yeah,
Everybody's gonna want that. The t-shirts, the merchandise, having half a mask with her Day to Dead on one side. And people want to say like, like, oh, it's not exploitation. It's not. That's the character she has. That's the character she wants
yeah.
to be portrayed as. She's amazing. She's strong, and I loved her. And I really, really wanted to see if they would do an upset and have her win. Unfortunately, we didn't see that.
That would have been best for business, but no, this is good. I mean, it's good as it's gonna get because yeah, the best decision would have been Thunder Rosa winning, and then you build your division on somebody taking out the outsider and finally bringing the crown back home.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sheeta wins. Sheeta wins. I felt that this exposed the division a lot because, like I said, Thunder Rosa was just on a whole other level.
Yeah, she can make anybody look good, and that's and I don't know. Like I said, like I want to say, I hope it was the heat and everything else that got to Sheeta, but I would hate, yeah,
Yeah, she
uh,
she put her on creative too. Like,
but I don't want. I also want to say, like, I can't. I don't want to say the women's division AEW can't get to her level. I would like to think that they can. Like it got me a little worried seeing how Sheeta was out there today. I'm like,
yeah,
damn, like I really. I had high expectations, and maybe that's my fault for having that high of expectation. But I haven't seen Sheeta. Then there was a just fought this Wednesday in this heat
hmm
and did a almost 10-minute match. And yeah, okay, you could say she had more in ring than Sheeta had this week, but you could also say she was more tired. The heat
yeah.
does take a toll on you, and it's more than just a day. If you're
Thunder
not used to it.
Rosa, Thunder Rosa has had the two longest matches in the women's division since Riho, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's she just oh god, it's just yeah.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa's Derek's next message. Yep.
Yeah.
Mission
Yeah.
Pro
Mission
Wrestling on the
Pro.
18th.
The Yep.
And then we will be seeing her at Warrior Wrestling next Saturday. So I'm very looking forward to meeting Thunder Rosa herself and talking about, I don't know, just anything. I just want to meet her.
hmm
She just looks like
Yep.
a nice person to meet. And I heard she's very down to earth. Getting into next thing really quick, the Kip Sapien promo, which I had to add
Yep.
because that boy is an idiot. Penelope Ford made the internet lose its stuff because her t-shirt looked like it wasn't a t-shirt. Her blouse, I mean. So the internet kind of lost itself right there for a little bit. Penelope looked gorgeous, but I guess he's going to announce his best man next week. They're getting married. He also held up a sign that says where to follow him on Twitch, where he
hmm
streams, and Penelope also streams on her by herself. And at the bottom, it said that the AEW does give the rights and supports to what he was putting up. So
Yep.
it was shots fired.
Yep.
As if you guys
Because
didn't know, WWE has basically said no to Cameo, no to Instagram live streams,
hmm
Twitch streams,
YouTube,
any third
TikTok.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah, any third party. They basically feel like they have no creative control over what these talents are doing, and they have the rights over not only the talents, their personas, and even some of their real names, which is kind of
Well,
sad to say.
all of their real names.
That's
As
that's
long
sad.
as long as they are under the WWE contract, their real names belong to WWE, according to the contracts that have been leaked. So some of the talent is getting ready to do some legal fighting. So good luck to them because that means you're not going to get put over anymore. But
So, but what if you have a good personality, you want to make some money because you're not being utilized? Well, figure out how to
yeah,
pay your bills.
because he said if you use it after October, you will be fined, suspended, and punished. So
Yeah. So, anyways, next
yep,
match, Dark Order versus Nightmare Family. Dark Order, it was Brody Lee, Colt Cabana, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson.
yep,
And then we had the Nightmare Family, which was Dustin Rhodes, QT Marshall, Scorpio, and Matt Cardona.
yep,
Yeah, I knew Matt was going to win.
yeah. You did
I,
say it.
I was like, he's not gonna lose. He had two matches, one with Cody that they won, and this one he was going to win. So once again, sucks for the Dark Order.
hmm
It sucks. This is
I
not what we wanted.
I get that they were trying to tell a storyline with the Colt Cabana thing, but again, Dark Order was just barely put over. They just barely beat the crap out of Cody. They were starting to get a lot of momentum. They were starting to seem like a dominant team, and now they're losing everything again. So they're going to be quickly seen as a joke again because I don't care if it was Colt Cabana's fault that they lost this one. It still reflects in the Dark Order.
Yep, it does.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
and I
but
felt
this
bad. Evil
sets.
Uno was like, "It's okay, Colt. I've gotten papered before."
Mhm. Yeah, Ibo Uno stays there while the Dark Order, Brody Lee yells at Colt Cabana. They all leave him behind. And this sets up for Dustin versus Brody Lee for the TNT belt this Wednesday.
I
So
also
this
felt like, sorry, go ahead.
no, this is going to be Brody Lee's first title defense.
Yeah. I also felt like it was a missed opportunity to have Anna Jay and Tay Conti to see if Tay Conti signed. You could have had her come out. There was a part where Anna Jay tried to tried to get interfere. She got attacked by Brandy. It would have been nice for Tay Conti to come out in a
hmm
purple black outfit, come out and, even if the men were going to win, showcase the women maybe a
Yeah.
little bit there. So that would have been nice. I didn't like the fact that that happened either. Um,
Yeah,
so
Brandy
yeah,
takes her
so
out.
takes her out. I wasn't a big fan of this match. Good wrestling.
Hmm.
Can't discredit that. There was a lot of good moments that they had on the offense of Dark Order too. It just kind of felt a little haphazardly, and yeah,
Hmm.
I don't know. I didn't like it.
Yeah,
Didn't like it.
but we'll see where it goes. At least it's setting up another match.
Yeah,
Hopefully Brody doesn't have the Sasha treatment and loses it in his first defense. Then we go on to possibly the most anticipated match of the night. Kenny
yeah.
Omega and Hangman versus FTR, and FTR came out with Tully. This was a lot of storytelling in the ring, a lot of little details that could have been missed. Yeah, Hangman is very kind of confused about where he fits in.
Yeah.
Kenny doesn't trust Hangman, and Hangman is trying to prove to Kenny that his head is in the game. FTR uses old school wrestling and psychology to manipulate the match. They beat the crap out of Kenny for a long time. Then the heat starts affecting their wardrobe, and we start getting a lot of cheeks being flashed.
It was that
um,
area view. It was that drone
yeah,
view. It was like, oh, there goes cheeks.
yeah,
No, but they got sweaty. Like FTR, it was a poor decision though. He used a white.
yeah.
But no, camera angles again were amazing in this
Yep.
match. From being seen Hangman say, do you trust me? It was that angle where you have the hand reaching out,
Hmm.
to the part where Kenny hits Hangman, he falls, and Kenny's like, Paige, wake up. Paige. He's like, Adam, and he's like pulling at his cowboy strings on his pants. He's like flapping his arm, and in desperation, like you can hear the last
Hmm.
pieces of positive hope leaving Kenny Omega's body.
Yeah,
And it sets up to everything. It's just beautiful angles were shot in this match. This is probably a match I want to go back and watch.
yeah. This was
Um,
probably for me the match of the night.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it just, I mean, they lose. Kenny and Hangman
Hmm.
lose. Kenny goes and looks like he gets a chair, but it's like one of those fold out, like kind of weird tables,
Yeah.
and thinks about it. Hears voices,
Hmm.
and decides not to hit Paige. Decides to leave the arena where you see the Bucks, and he
Yeah,
tells the
but
Bucks, "Are you coming?" Go
but
ahead.
Hangman tries to reach out to Kenny, and Kenny just lets him drop.
Kenny doesn't just let him drop. He like moves out of the way.
Yeah,
He wasn't even like here. He was just like, nope. He was like,
and
that trust challenge where somebody
yeah,
falls back.
yep. So then, go ahead.
No, and then so he's leaving out. But earlier we had mentioned that when Kenny Omega rolled up, he came in a black SUV, tinted windows, and then on the SUV had a little small Kenny Omega sticker on it. Like it was his own personalized, his own Jeep. He has his own car, and he's like, "You're gonna come in? Are we gonna do this to the Bucks?" And he's like, "I'll give you time to think." And he's like, "What is time? It's time for us to clean it up.
He says I need a clean break.
A clean break. There you go. That's
Hmm.
yeah,
Couple of cleaner hints dropped. And he pretty much tells the young bucks either you're coming with me or there's no coming with me after this. You're making a choice now because you can't join me later.
yeah,
The young bucks are not sure, and then I think that's it. Kenny's done with them.
yeah. He said he just let me I'll let you know or whatever. Let me
Yeah.
know. But I mean, like, I don't think the invitation is going to be very long.
No, yeah, because he pretty much said when he opened the door, he was like, either you come with me now or you can't join me later.
Yeah, and
So,
it was just good. Like Kenny was just mad. He was mad earlier. He was talking so
mhm,
much crap. God, what was he saying? Oh, he called the company something. He called AEW something.
yeah.
Not like disgusting. He was like this piece of crap that he's
Mhm.
basically working in right now. And his whole tone has changed. His whole personality has changed. He was yelling at the driver. So apparently whatever cleaner version or whatever Kenny Omega we get doesn't drive himself. He's above that. um but yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm waiting for it. I didn't want it to be today. I want it to be at a random Dynamite where he turns on whoever he's fighting, beats the living crap out of them, and just goes full heel. Like I want it to be very, I don't know,
He's in ROH. They're not gonna bring him after the stuff that was
after
revealed about him.
Yeah.
That is
Um,
ROH's problem now.
yeah, basically. They kind of scrubbed them from a little bit of the
Yeah,
BTE stuff too. So,
yeah,
but yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. We're gonna see how close we are to the full build for Kenny Omega.
yeah. So yeah, I thought for sure we were gonna get the full cleaner, but I guess they're stretching it out some more. Next up we have the Mimosa something something. um, Chris Jericho
Mayhem.
versus yeah, there we go.
Mimosa
Chris
Mayhem.
Jericho versus Orange Cassidy. Yeah, this match was good. I think Jericho is way out of shape though. But Orange Cassidy looked really good in this. I think this match pretty much solidified Orange Cassidy as a star.
Yeah, that Spartan 300 kick at the end to Jericho into the vat. Yeah. And into the vat, and he kind of looked like the penguin from Batman
Yeah,
Returns, except in reverse. He didn't fall forward, he fall back.
yeah,
And it was kind of funny, just the way of like, ah.
yeah. So yeah, Jericho loses. Orange Cassidy does the orange punch, not to be confused with the Superman punch. It's the orange punch. He does it twice. Yeah, the match was good though. I for some of the spots, Jericho looked like his old self, but
Yeah,
carrying all that extra weight, carrying all that rock star extra
persona.
pounds that he's been packing did not help him in the heat because there was moments where I thought he was gonna fall in himself in the mimosa without being pushed,
Yeah, he's like, I need the water.
but but this match got the crowd back in it.
Yeah,
The
they did.
crowd was singing Judas. They were chanting freshly squeezed. This match got the crowd back. Kind of gave them a second wind. The crowd was super tired and hot before this, but yeah, the mimosas must have felt good.
A shout out to Jay Walker for the idea that if Orange Cassidy was going to lose, he had to sink in the vat of orange juice mimosa, like like T2 where Arnold's going down. Like if he would have done that, I would have cried.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking. If he would have literally put his hand up and he would have sank with his like half thumb up, I would have lost myself. He would have had to record me. I would have been in tears.
yeah.
I'm just saying. Shout out to Jay Walker for that one because it didn't even cross my mind the possibility.
So I think Jericho should leave for a little bit.
Yeah,
I think they need to build new talent. And they need to focus on their singles because their tag team division is already stacked, but they need to focus on their singles because Lance Archer is coming after Moxley, so that's set up. But your TNT title, there's nothing set for it other than what we're gonna get next week.
yeah,
So they need to start building something up there.
definitely.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy fans are everywhere.
Yep, freshly squeezed.
So then we go to the main event. John Moxley, the current AEW World Champion, versus MJF. And first of all, to the fan that tried touching John Moxley, um, you do
Boy,
you do realize that fans were barely allowed back in. A lot of people on the internet thought it was a kid. It wasn't a kid. We have full video. It was a grown adult man that jumped the barricade, got tackled, and got arrested. So
and also Moxley did not look like he was like trying to be like, hey, to the kid, like, well, to the person afterwards. Like, he did not care. His face looked like WTF.
yeah,
Like, seriously? I mean, he has that face like that doesn't really care to begin with, but his face looked like so confused. Like, is this what you're going to do?
yeah.
You know, and a pay per view, not even a
Yep.
dynamite. Like, this is what you're going to do. Idiot.
Renee Young and him had just gone through some COVID scare themselves. I don't understand. This is like an American thing.
No
Like no,
boundaries,
I'm
man.
serious though. Like
Yeah.
if you look at the New Japan pay-per-views, they're super relaxed, super chilled. They do air high fives, air hugs.
They're even
And
closer to the
yeah,
fans.
and then you watch like some of the GCW stuff here. You watch some of the like where they have fans other than Warrior Wrestling. Warrior Wrestling was very cool when we were there. But why do we have to keep touching them? Like there's a pandemic going on. Stop trying to touch them.
Yeah, yes, they are real. They are
Yeah.
people. They breathe the same air, eat the same damn food.
Yeah.
Like, it was just one of those weird things. Like, I couldn't believe it. And then when
Yeah.
we saw the footage, one of our friends sent it before it started circulating. Yeah, the guy totally was like ready to go. Like, he was waiting for whatever area he was at and he was going to run.
Yeah.
What was his a mission objective to get a hug? Like,
No, he just went to touch him.
stop. This is
Yeah.
nasty. Oh,
So
people.
then we get to the match. This was actually MJF's best match.
Yeah, I would
It,
say this is my second favorite match, besides him and what was it, Jungle Boy.
yeah,
Yeah, I would say those were like one of my two favorite matches from MJF because he went the distance in this one. It's like we said, it's hot as hell. Everybody was already feeling tired.
yep,
And this match it went pretty long, longer than I thought it would.
yep. No, yeah. We get the whole beginning part is Moxley's trying to get MJF to come outside the ring because MJF kept on saying how he's a smart wrestler and he's not going to go outside of the ring. And MJF's whole thing is dodging Moxley in the beginning, but then we get our Cody Rhodes moment.
Yeah.
MJF bleeds. Not only does he bleed, he cut his forehead really, really bad.
Went a little too far there.
Yeah, it's just different cultures.
I think it's a respect level. It's just a respect. Just we don't have the amount of respect that people do in their society that we do here. Like I don't even know if that's like a thing we have, like respecting each other as individuals. Like the whole mask thing, it's like we can't even get on board with one thing that helps everybody, even if you don't believe in it. Just what if it does work? Just do it. Does it really hurt you that much? Like these wrestlers were out there busting their ass, and you're just sitting there, not breathing too damn hard. You know, it's one of those things.
Yeah. His need was more important than the wrestler's safety. That's what it came down to.
Yeah.
I need to touch him. I don't care. I'm gonna go touch him.
Yeah, and then we get those people like my coworker, shout out to my coworker Tiff, who was talking about like this is the precursor. 2020 was a precursor of the year where people had to like lick ice cream and donuts and put them back for people to buy. So that just goes to prove how stupid we are in America, because this is what we got now.
Yeah, we think it's funny to do stuff that
Yeah, I'm just, hopefully everything is fine and nothing came out of that touch that Mox had, the brief touch he has. But we're going back to the match. This match was good, but man, Wardlow's face at the end. The Wardlow looked like he knew that was it.
I just want Wardlow to turn on MJF already.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, everybody's seen that meme out there. Like we blow on like birthday cakes to blow out candles. Spit goes on the cake after that. Now you actually think about these things. It took a pandemic for us to realize we've been eating people's spit for years.
Birthday cake spit.
Birthday cake spit.
Like back to the match. I thought Wardlow was gonna turn on him. But I think MJF is gonna be the one turning on Wardlow because he's gonna blame him. So the match ends because Moxley is not allowed to use the paradigm shift.
Yeah.
So he's unable to finish off MJF throughout the whole match, even though he has him on the ropes. MJF asks for the Diamond Dozen ring. Wardlow throws the ring, and at the moment that he throws the ring, the referee kind of like turns his attention to Wardlow. As MJF goes to pick up the ring, Moxley does the paradigm shift, and then the referee turns around, 1, 2, 3, he pins him. So I don't think that they're going to be done because I think MJF is going to be on Wednesday saying you used an illegal move on me, blah, blah, blah. I don't think MJF is going to win the belt when he comes out doing all that whole thing because it's setting up for Lance Archer versus Moxley, which will be a better match than Lance Archer versus MJF. I think once we knew that Lance Archer won, I think everybody kind of had an idea that Moxley was going to retain.
Yeah, and then we see Lance at the end with Jake in the crowd. Which is basically putting more fuel to a feud they had in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yep.
So that's a nice little carryover for people who followed that before everything. That's around the time when Mox, I think, got hurt with his elbow when he was out there. Yeah. So like that was around that time period. But yeah, it was good. I like I said, I love Wardlow. That is the most expressive face that he's had on AEW since he started in AEW, besides him screaming. When he's in a match, but that I know he's going to have the biggest headache in the next couple of weeks dealing with MJF's fallout because he messed up.
Yeah,
he messed up being aligned with that guy to begin with, but whatever. I love Wardlow. I want him to go singles. That's just me.
So on Are we gonna do letters or numbers?
Let's do numbers because we
All
can
right.
do that point system.
All right. What 1 through 10 or 1 through 5?
Just 1 through 5.
1 through 5. What do you rate this pay-per-view?
I was at a 3.5. I wanted MJF to win.
Mm-hmm.
Since he didn't win, I was going to give it a 3. But then, knowing that Lance Archer won, I will stay at a 3.5. And the 3.5 is mainly because of the Omega, this match, and the women's match.
Yeah.
I felt like everything felt a little bit it was either too drawn out or too fast. I felt some of the matches had no reasons to be matches on the card. I know they wanted a long card, a good pay-per-view card, but I would have rather had a Brody Lee singles match.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe have like, Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, and 3 and 4 in another match by themselves, but I rather had the title been on the line. So that match would have meant more to me. I would have preferred maybe, I don't know, some sort of women's tag team match
Mm-hmm.
or some sort of another women's announcement. I felt like the eyes were on the women tonight. I felt like it was a good night to maybe try something different, having Tay Conti and Anna Jay and maybe Ivelisse and Diamante or something. We keep seeing Nyla and Vicky Guerrero on the sideline. I just feel like this could have been a good night to do something else with the women. Like I said, the eyes were on the division,
Mm-hmm.
so they could have done something else with the division, I felt, or at least build up to it. Somebody could have came out after Sheeta retained, and that could have gave a precursor. Everybody else has a precursor till next week. We all kind of know where things are kind of heading in a way. But once again, the women are kind of in the dark of like, what are we doing with them?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to say long, but it's just like, we know what's going on with Brody. We know where the Bucks are at. We already know where Kenny's at, Yeah. It's, I felt like with the Stadium Stampede and everything else, it was a better pay-per-view than this one. Yeah, it was a good show. It wasn't like a bad show. Am I a little mad? Let's see. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
And
I know. We didn't even address that.
his non-apology at the end, where he was like lighting up, that was not the best way to handle that. He should have just apologized.
He might as well call all of Twitter snowflakes.
Yeah.
It's literally in the same line with that, which is offensive to say.
Mm-hmm.
But if people are offended, especially women, especially when you have a company, that's promoting heels, you want to feel comfortable on your side of your own heels.
Yeah, isn't that the
Having a 68-year-old man telling you something about the way you're dressing or undressing by accident isn't the best way to say that.
yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about it. Heels has been this whole thing about a safe space in wrestling community to accept women into wrestling and not make them feel like they are just being objectified. But yet we have your commentating team. And another thing about the commentating team, now that we bring it up, so Brandy said that fans always portray people of color as athletic. They don't use other adjectives to describe them. When I heard that, I was like, but it's your commentating team that, and she was referring to that Scorpio Sky's always said, oh, every time they describe Scorpio Sky, fans are always saying he's athletic. So she was saying that it's a shame that they don't use adjectives such as strong, intelligent, and stuff like that. They always have to use athletic. But my counter to that was like, the fans are going to pick up to whatever your commentating team says. And when Scorpio Sky came out, the commentating team literally said, "Oh, here's Scorpio Sky. He's super athletic." So I think Brandy, instead of throwing shade to the fans, literally should sit down with their commentating team and be like, "Hey guys, can we use different adjectives, especially for people of color? We're tired of always being called athletic."
And honestly, athletic is like not the worst thing to be called when you have a 68-year-old man trying to say something about somebody's wardrobe having a malfunction.
Yeah. No,
like
but
that's not even an adjective. Like, you know what I'm saying though? Like it's like not apples to apples. When you're complaining over something that's actually still a positive light, then you have this negative.
Yeah.
And this is coming from somebody who would like, I really do like JR. I've grown up with his voice and I was excited for him to AEW. It really like made me upset to hear him say that.
Mm-hmm.
It really made me upset that he took the time off and looked at his Twitter and then made that comment. Because it takes away from things. And, we had a really good women's match.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if, Nyla would have interfered maybe a little
Hmm.
bit, and maybe that kind of, caught her off guard, and maybe there could have been some sort of twist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's what we were talking about, Mighty Migs, is that AEW wants to hold the fans to a higher standard, but yet your commentating team is the one that's doing these blunders. So it's
yeah,
like, talk to your commentating team so that, because whatever the commentating team says or how they present certain talent, that's how your fans are going to portray that talent. So if
yeah.
you're tired of your fans seeing somebody a certain way, then literally just sit with them. It's not saying hey get them in trouble or anything, but just be like, hey Jr. We need you to say that we want to say that Scorpio Sky is a smart wrestler, not just an athletic wrestler, or that he's a veteran in the ring, or he's a ring general or something like that. Just use something else to describe him.
Well, for me, I think the problem that I have with it is that right before this match with Dark Order and Anna Jay came out, we just had the women's match.
Hmm.
So you have this thing, they had the promo of heels and stuff like that. So it was just,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I
think
mean, I would love Veda.
Veda or Jericho should take his spot,
Yeah, and Jericho
honestly.
has mentioned somewhere, like a
Hmm.
different podcast, that he would like to be. He knows he can't wrestle forever, and he really sells. Like I really like today how, despite everything that has happened, Excalibur was really selling a lot of Thunder Rosa's backstory of where
Hmm.
she came from, her time in different promotions around the world, and why she is a force to be reckoned with. And that's why I always wanted, when it comes to having the independent talent that's like on Dark, I want them to do the same build up. Yeah, she's
Yep.
amazing. She was
Yeah,
amazing. And I don't know why
and
she wasn't even doing the women's match. I wish they would keep her around for like the women's matches or something.
and the one thing that I do like about Jericho, when he's in commentary, is that he builds your talent. He
Builds it.
like even though like he hate like look what he did for Pineapple Pete,
Yeah.
or Shug D, I should say, because I think he doesn't want to be referred to as Pineapple Pete, but to Shug D, he made him over, like he put him over overnight just by calling him, oh, I hate Pineapple Pete. He did the same thing for Orange Cassidy. He just made a star out of Orange Cassidy. He's done that a lot. Look at Semi-Guevara. Like I think honestly, because I know Jericho's been saying and I think he's feeling it. You could see that he gets tired faster and all that stuff. You can't wrestle forever. Age and all those bumps come
And
at you.
everybody likes him on commentary.
Yeah,
Everybody, like, the Twitter always blows up that he's like
mhm.
comedic gold.
Yeah, and he always puts your talent over, and that's what you need to do. You need to put the talent over.
Yeah, he's really great. I would
So
love to see that would be his like final stomping ground in the industry,
mhm.
and he can always be a manager. Like
Yep,
you can't take that away from him. He wants to be closer to a ring,
yep.
so that he can do that.
He's ring smart too. He could tell stories, which is what makes him really good. He's an asset as long as they keep him doing something. But yeah, so I
He's
was gonna
also an ass.
yeah. My rating I think is 2.75. I'm gonna do the point system. I don't want to give it a full 3. I think they missed a couple of spots. I think, like you said, Brody Lee should have defended his belt. And it should have been him putting the Dark Order over again. He should have just demolished somebody else that was challenging for the belt. Um, I like the Moxley MJF storyline, because Lance Archer down the corner, like that already sets up your belt to be in a strong position. The tag team division I think was really well with FTR. I would have wished that maybe tell a little bit more about the cleaner story, but I know that would have been even a longer pay per view than we got.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's okay. The women's division, I was hoping that if Sheeta won, I was like, I really wanted Thunder Rosa to win, but if Sheeta won, I was hoping they were going to reveal a new talent. I know not everybody's up for with Tessa, but either Tessa or somebody new to come in and automatically give it that push to the next level. Like, oh, there is a threat. But we'll see what they do with the women's division. It just seemed like they showed Nyla and
Vicky.
Vicky on the red carpet, but they didn't really do anything with them, and they haven't really been doing anything with them for the longest. So if
Yeah,
Nyla's going to be the threat again, they need to start building her up again,
yeah,
or they should have done with Tay Conti coming out and helping Anna Jay, or they should have just broken up Brandy and Allie and set up something there. They really need to tell some stories.
yeah. I definitely agree with that. Definitely a good one. We were talking about that with Tony Khan doing his media press. He had mentioned the second show again, and that it was supposed to be sooner, but the world stopped everything. We were talking about the fact that
Yeah, Jericho's amazing.
yeah, he puts over everybody. He loves Britt Baker. But
Yeah.
we were talking about how they should go back to what they did on Dark. They should have Tony Schiavone and Veda Scott on that second night, because they were, man, it was like peanut butter and jelly. You know, they were just so good together. You know what I mean? Like Tony was just calling the shots, and then like Veda just had that finesse. Like they were really, really good together. And I didn't know they were going to be so good together until you heard them on the women's tag tournament. So I think them alone on the other show should suffice. I think that they should do that and have Excalibur stay on Dynamite where he is now. But yeah, but I don't think either one switching to any type of thing would be, you know, a disservice to them. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't think him going to the new show was a bad thing for Excalibur or vice versa. I don't think there is going to be a bad show. I just think it's just another AEW production, not like how they usually say like SmackDown or Raw, and everybody kind of still sees Raw as the better thing, you know?
Yeah, but that's wrong because SmackDown has been better. But
Yeah,
so hopefully Dynamite gives us also a storyline with two women that we've been very behind. Yeah. Las Sicarias have just kind of been in the stands. Art, we'll talk to you about what happened with Kylie and why that possibly won't happen.
Missed opportunity. Missed opportunity, but I love that girl, and I'm going to follow her to wherever she goes.
And she's doing a lot better right now in Impact. She is the highest rated and first ever rated woman in the PW 500. She is doing amazing things. And if you like Kylie, watch her on Impact. She's doing really good stuff on Impact.
Taz with those stupid noises he makes, I swear to God, sometimes the age creeps up on these guys. He goes that whenever he makes those weird noises. I swear to God, I hate Taz. In a good way. His voice is just iconic. Tonight when him waiting for Kingston to get inside the ring, he's like, yeah, no, New Yorker. He's like, but I can't stand his voice, but yet you still cheering. Like, what is wrong with you? He was so conflicted.
I really thought that was my choice. I thought Kingston was going to win. I thought he was going to use his dudes to help him win, but no, they picked a good one. Lance Archer's going to be awesome.
Wrong. Everybody thought there was going to be a secret. Well, I mean, there was, but they thought it was going to be a bigger name or a bigger draw that was going to inevitably win the night. So Lance Archer was definitely a surprise on almost everybody that I know. Nobody called that at all.
Yeah, they need to build him now, and they need to make him a monster, and he will be a great champion. I think he will be a legitimate, awesome heel champion.
Yeah.
All right, so unless you have anything else to say, I think we could end it here.
Yeah, I think we're good. We'll be coming back with some new content. If you haven't checked our review on The Girl on the Third Floor with CM Punk, we did that. Reviewed that. But we'll have some more content coming in pretty soon.
Yep. Thank you, everybody that chatted with us. And
thank you, guys.
We will see you guys next week. We will be here for Impact on Tuesday.
Yep. All right, guys. Have a good evening.
All right. Goodbye.